Mr. David, we got a case.
I'll be there in 10.
We found a call that the tenant found dead in his living room floor. Thomas Law, marketing consultant for JD Marketing. The one who made the phone call was his girlfriend, Alessandra Ramos. But she was supposed to visit him after her work, but she found him dead in his living room.
Sir, by how things are, he seems to be suicidal. There's a rope tied around his neck, and judging by the blades in his bedroom, in the bottles of tequila, he committed suicide, sir.
Okay. Go back to what you're doing. May I ask, what happened here?
When I get here, he was just there. When I opened the front door, he was just there, Nanny. I was home from work. I was supposed to visit him. No, I haven't seen him taking any pills. He seems so content.
Where were you again?
I just got home from work. I was assigned.
Yes. Yes. The mother of the victim would like to talk to you.
There's something we're missing here. All the evidences point to suicide, but that can't possibly be the only case. They said there was a rope around his neck, a suicide note laying beside him, scars on his wrist, and blades in the bedroom, which makes him suicidal, and a lot of empty alcoholic beverages in his flat. And he barely even touched the food. Why was the body found lying on the floor and not hanging here? It's strange that the rope was strong enough to hold him up to die, but too weak to keep him there. Usually, when the rope is too weak, the moment that he stood off the stool, he would have immediately fallen. And how is it that the chair is still standing upright when he surely would have hit it down when he fell?
Mr. David, the body has been brought to the hospital. The autopsy results should be ready by tomorrow.
There's definitely something out of place here. We need to examine this place thoroughly, even to its most minute details. If we need to use a microscope, then we will. At least by using that, we would be able to observe things that can't be seen by the naked eye. Simple microscope is used in order to view simple organelles, ducts, and molecules. Comparison microscope is used in order to analyze and differentiate two specimens. Electron microscope, on the other hand, is used to view an individual's DNA that could be possibly used to identify the probable suspects. I need to know the autopsy results. A toxin, a protein. Proteins are biomolecules that are made up of hundreds or thousands of smaller units called amino acids. These smaller units, also known as monomers, can attach to one another and form a long chain or a polymer. There are 20 different types of amino acids that can be combined to make a protein that has a function different from the other. Proteins can provide movement, transport, and even defense. An example of this toxin produced by pufferfish, tetrodotoxin, is very lethal to humans. When ingested, it blocks the sodium-ion channel, which results to a devastating effect in the neurological function of a human.
Also, it's quite odd that there was a rope tied around his neck, but there is no sign of DNA in the rope, except for the part that was tied around his neck.
The tissues on his neck. Inside a certain tissue, the cells have a common embryonic origin and are arranged in an orderly manner that could perform the tissue's function. Hanging is caused by the suspension of the body from the neck. During autopsies, the ligature mark may be located above the thyroid cartilage due to the soft tissue between the upper bony margin of the jaw and the thyroid cartilage, but there weren't any visible marks at all, meaning he hanging is very questionable, though the conclusion that he's suicidal is possible considering that he has scars on his wrist. Bodies receive scars due to the accidents or injuries. This is because the body produces collagen, which repairs the soft tissue, thus creating scars that can be seen on the body.
Sir, you're needed at the station.
There must be something here that could add to the story. Alessandra.
Who's this? This is Terry Rose. That's Thomas from the work. That's the business man.
Who's Daena?
Daena Timtiman. Works as a cleaning lady for Tomas under Squeaky Clean Home Services. She's making more money for her ill mother.
Seems like Thomas is quite the stingy person.
Where are you?
Daena.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Well, I don't have any time to waste, so just let me go straight to the point. I believe you already know that Thomas Law has already recently passed away. And because of that, I need to ask you a few questions. Where were you the morning that Thomas Law was found dead?
I was at Mrs. Gomez's house. I was cleaning. And if I may ask, how did Mr. Thomas die?
His food was poisoned using a deadly toxin called tetrodotoxin.
Tetrodotoxin?
Well, I should go now.
Wait,
No. We're not going to arrest you. We just need to ask probable questions to possible suspects. Tell your mother that I wish her well. It's not her. She wouldn't have risked for her to get arrested when she knows she's needed by her mother. Judging by her reaction to her possibly going to jail, she didn't do it. She doesn't even know what tetrodotoxin is. She can't even say the word. Terry Law. Works as an accountant. Hated and was threatened by Thomas. Wait, that wouldn't make sense. It would take him over 4 hours to go to Thomas's house from his company. Thomas' body was found only 30 minutes after he had died, and it's already proven that Terry was already working at that time. It's not him. The only remaining person left is Alessandra, his girlfriend. But that also wouldn't make sense because she's the one who called... Wait. Huh. It all makes sense now. Good evening.
Evening, Detective. Why?
I only have a few questions about Thomas's death.
Can it wait tomorrow? I'm not exactly in my right mind at the moment.
It's only a few questions, and I know that you will be able to answer them. Hey, no need to sweat.
I was jogging, that's why I'm sweating.
Hasn't even taken 5 minutes, and you're already sweating? Well, if you have been exercising for a while, the muscles of your body would have released energy from the food that you ate, and that is through the process of glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. The need for oxygen increases in order to sustain the body for the worn-out muscles. So from panting and having a faster heart rate, it quickens the blood flow of the body in order to deliver the carbon dioxide and water out from the cells and bring in the needed oxygen. While the production of ATP increases in order to be used for more energy during aerobic exercises, an excess production of carbon dioxide and water happens as the glucose gets higher, so the body must remove it. These excess compounds are excreted through the sweat glands and out of the skin as sweat. Another reason for sweating is the rapid blood flow, which increases internal heat within the body, and by releasing sweat through the eccrine gland, a type of sweat gland that is stimulated by the sympathetic nervous system to control body temperature, which restores homeostasis. Considering that you haven't actually started jogging, I would say you're nervous, which is caused by the stress hormones that activates the fight or flight mechanism and makes the heart beat faster. In conclusion, sweating is a process of thermoregulation to release the excess heat and water in the body. Well, I expect that you understood that since you're a nurse and all.
Yeah, I'm a nurse.
You just proved my guess to be correct. Since you're his girlfriend, I assume that you have keys to his apartment, and you can visit him anytime you wish. Also, you used such a lethal toxin that could only be known by those studying in the medical field or someone who really wants to kill. Although I'm curious as to how you were able to tie him. And perhaps an accomplice? Is it Terry?
No, he won't do such a thing.
There's no point in lying. You just admitted it.
Threatened him, okay? I wanted to leave him. But he said he would kill Terry. I can't let that happen.
Why do you care about Terry's life? You're not his girlfriend. You're simply his brother's girlfriend.
No, I've been so much more to him than him to me. He made me feel emotions I've never felt with Thomas before. I don't care if I get bloods in my hand, if that means I get to live in and finally be with Terry.
Mr. David, we got a new case for you.
I'll be there in 10. I never get to finish my coffee.